Well, that was rather easy, to be honest. Yes, people, why football in Arsenal have beaten Nottingham Forest 5-0 in our most convincing victory this season, as do with every Arsenal game. Here's my match reaction. It's plagued with, unfortunately, Saka's injury. It happened in the first 30 minutes and it was inevitable. This man has played, I think, almost 50 Premier League games in a row, the commentator said, for Arsenal. And it was just a case of defenders battering him week in, week out, week in, week out. And he just couldn't maintain it any further. He tried to run the injury off, but unfortunately he was forced into a substitution. I'm just hoping, I'm just praying that it's not a big injury and we can see him back in the Arsenal shirt soon. But with that out of the way, let's talk about the actual game and what was actually enthralling victory for Arsenal. Comfortable, 3 points, great goals all the way around from all our players. Apart from Gabriel Jesus, who could just not get on the scoreline for one reason or another. He had a juju in front of goal, it seemed like, could not get his name on the score sheet. But other than that, the rest of the team played really well and we really did need these 3 points after struggling to beat Southampton and PSV also in midweek. So yeah, of course, the way the game started, it started electrically from Arsenal. Martinelli playing a 1-2 Saka. Saka then whips in a Martinelli. What a goal this is. Getting ahead of the defender and heading it into the bottom corner. Brilliant, brilliant header by the young Brazilian who scored a bunch of important key goals for this football club and scored another one to make it 1-0 here. Then celebrated by holding up Pablo Mari's shirt, which is obviously a good touch, especially after what happened in Italy to Pablo Mari, and we all wish him the best. And then after that, we carried on putting on the pressure but could not quite get another goal. And then after Saka got injured for a 15-minute spell, Nottingham Forest were back in the game. And it looked like a repeat of the Southampton game where we were on top for the whole first half an hour, but then the game started to shift. And I thought, right, we need another goal. We need to shore this up. We didn't get another goal, but we did get into half-time, 1-0 up. Gave us a chance to regroup as a team and go back at it in the second half. And as we went back at it at the second half, we scored brilliantly. After 3 minutes, Reiss Nelson, what a goal this is. Overload on the ball side, plays into Gabriel Jesus, one over to Reiss Nelson, cuts inside, shoots, great save by Dean Henderson, but he's there on the rebound to smash it into the top corner. And it was a big goal for Reiss. I felt for him. You can see he was delighted when he scored the goal. Hasn't had the greatest time in an Arsenal shirt in his whole career, to be honest. But it's a really big goal, and who knows how long Saka's out. If Saka is sidelined for a long time, especially past the World Cup, we're going to need Reiss Nelson. So a man needs to step up big time. So his 2 goals here today were absolutely brilliant. Speaking of his 2 goals, his second one was great as well. Odegaard interchanging with Jesus. Jesus then whips in, and Reiss Nelson gave me kind of reminiscent of Olivier Giroud, the way he snuck into the near post and flicked it to the back post. Great goal from Reiss, and at 3-0, it was wrapped up. The game was pretty much done. We deserved our 3 goals. We could take off our key players and keep the team rolling, to be honest, and look forward to Thursday against Zurich at home, where we can hopefully cement top position in Europa League. With that being said, we still managed to score a 4th and 5th goal. Our 4th goal from Partey. What a goal this is. Nelson again at the heart of it. Lays it back to Partey. Carbon copy of his goal against Tottenham Hotspur at the Emirates a few weeks ago. On his right foot, just finesses it into the top corner. It's such a satisfying finish. The way he wraps his foot around it and just curls it into the top corner. Dean Henderson, absolutely no chance. And that was 4-0. And we even had chance for a 5th goal. I mean, the way this team's going, man. We're scoring left, right, centre. This one came from Odegaard. Little twinkle toes the edge of the box and then powered it into the top corner. And if it wasn't for Gabriel Jesus missing chance after chance, it could have been 6, 7, 8, 9 or even 10-0. But we will take 5-0 to go back to the top of the Premier League table. 12 games played, 10 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. Brilliant, brilliant start to this campaign for Arsenal Football Club. And also, I like the way that we got some key players off. We saw Saka got injured early. That was alarming for Arteta, and it showed how our players really are quite fragile at times, and we're going to need all of them. He did not make that mistake again. Martinelli came off. He even took off Saliba, and he's a centre-back of all people. So it really showed Arteta's playing no games. He wanted to get those key players off the pitch as soon as we won this football match. I think we also could have done with taking off Xhaka because he was hobbling about towards the end of the game. So I think we really could have done with bringing on Lokonga or someone just to give Xhaka some time out of the team, especially given he plays a lot of games for this football club. But overall, look, boys, we win this game 5-0, convincing. We had to win it. It's against Forest at the end of the day. It's the easiest game you're going to get in the Premier League. We now go away to Chelsea after the Europa League, and that will be another massive game. If we can get at least a point at Stamford Bridge, at least, we're looking rosy, and we're looking really, really good. Because that means we have then at that stage played Liverpool, we played United, we played Tottenham, and by next week we'll play Chelsea. We only have Man City and Newcastle to go. Tough games, don't get me wrong, but we played the lot of the top 6. And once we got those tough games out the way, I think we can compete against the other teams. I honestly think against every team bar Man City, we're competing. Man City, that's going to be a massive test for us. Massive, massive test. I do back us, of course, at home. I think away from home, it's a long day at the Etihad. But at home, we've shown it against Liverpool, we've shown it against Tottenham that we have enough metals to compete with these big sides. So I'm just hoping that against Man City, we can also compete. That game's yet to be rescheduled because, of course, it got cancelled last week due to our Europa League game against PSV. We'll see when that game is. I'm expecting early in the new year. We're going to need a massive performance from the boys for that one. Also, Man City, though, yesterday, we saw them. I honestly thought Leicester would get a result against them. They scored purely due to De Bruyne magic. And I look at our squad and think, do we have that same superstar? That same one player that out of nowhere, teammate playing well, can step up and wrap a free kick into the top corner or score a wonder goal. We still need to prove we've got one of those players because Man City yesterday were far from their best. Not at their best whatsoever. Probably didn't even deserve 3 points. But De Bruyne steps up and scores a beautiful goal. And we need someone like that in our team. We need someone like that big time. Whether it's someone making a step up or it's someone we signed in January, we need a top class player. Let's end with the player ratings here for this game. Aaron Ramsdale in goal, 9 out of 10. What can I say? Not like he did much, but he got a clean sheet and he made a couple of saves when he needed to. No, not much more to say about Ramsdale really. Right back, Ben White, also a brilliant game. Even moved to centre back towards the end of the game, which was nice to see him. He's a very versatile player. We know he's more than capable of playing multiple positions on the football pitch. 8 out of 10 for Ben White. Saliba, 9 out of 10 as well. He was magnificent at centre back. Magnificent again today, cleaning up everything. Forest only had one threat, the long ball over the top to their striker, and Saliba dealt with it every single day of the week. Gabriel, I'm going to give an 8 out of 10 to. He had one slip up where he's passable directly to Lingard, and if it was anyone but Lingard, it might have been a goal. I don't know what he was doing there. Ben White came with a heroic block at the end, but that was poor from Gabriel. Left back Tomiyasu, also a decent game. Came off as a sub towards the end, but other than that, no qualms whatsoever. 8 out of 10 for Tomiyasu. Thomas Partey, I'm going to give 8.5 out of 10 to. Commentator was saying man the match. For me, he was pulling the strings, he was running everything towards the game. But a couple of times that first half, sloppy passes. Just giving it away at times, man, Partey. Like, tying that up. Don't need to just give it away to them of unforced errors. But scored a brilliant goal and at the heart of everything good with this football club. And next in Granit Xhaka, 8 out of 10. Also a brilliant game from Xhaka as well. Cam Odegaard, think he also had a great game. I've been critical of him recently because he does go missing, I think, in away games. He needs to be more apparent and more on the football, especially when we're not playing well. I want to see more from Odegaard. Today we were playing well and he was at the heart of it. Also scored a brilliant goal. 8.5 out of 10 for Odegaard. Saka, he got an assist. I'm giving it 8, but I didn't play the full game, so I can't really give him more than that. Right wing Reiss Nelson, though, who did come on and play for the rest of the match, I'm going to give a 9 out of 10 to. Big up Reiss Nelson because he has not played a lot of minutes this season. And he came and he scored 2 goals here today. And I felt for him. It's a brilliant, brilliant game. 2 great goals as well. And if we do need him for extended period this season, let's hope he can step up for us. Martinelli, other side, got the scoring started with a brilliant goal. Threat the entire game. 8.5 out of 10. And Gabriel Jesus, I'm going to have to give a 7.5 to. Only because he didn't score. He did everything other than scoring, but in front of goal, wasteful. And I'm thinking we've got Chelsea next week. We really need him to bag at least 1 goal just to get his confidence back up there. Because I'm seeing stats that Nunes has scored more goals than Jesus right now. So we're going to need Jesus to get back up and firing like he was at the start of the campaign. Because right now we're looking like he's had his hot period, his purple patch, and he's gone back to reality again. But we really need this guy scoring because he's the heartbeat and he's the striker of this football team. And if you're not a striker, and if you're a striker and you're not scoring goals, even if you're affecting the game, it's not the same, man. It's not the same. You need a striker that's going to bag you some goals. But yeah, overall, I'm not really going to rate the subs. I didn't have much time on the pitch. Overall, brilliant result by Arsenal. 5-0, convincing performance. We do get our win, especially which was needed after Chelsea and Liverpool dropped points. Tottenham managed to pull it back against Bournemouth. But either way, it doesn't matter. We got exactly what the doctor ordered. 3 points. We now go on to Zurich in the Europa League on Thursday, then a big one at Stamford Bridge the following Sunday. I've been White Football. Let me know your thoughts of the match in the comment section down below. And if you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you love Arsenal on my road to 1,000. And I hope to see you all in my next video.